Yep. Usually I don't knit as much in summer, but lately it's been fitting into the rhythm of our days. Right now I'm working on the second sweater of the year for my oldest daughter, which I'll talk about a little bit more in a few minutes. I almost didn't grow a garden this year, but decided I needed a morale boost and changed my mind. Matt built me a few raised beds from these cedar pieces that he collected from his parents' house, and then we got some seeds and some starts planted in the ground sometime around mid-June. That's okay. Thank you. Good job.
I need to know what you think of it.
As I mentioned in our last video, we recently brought home a buckling. He was young enough to roll with our other goats for the first month or so, but eventually started showing signs that he might be interested in the ladies. So we've been keeping him in a separate stall with Martin, one of our wethers, and we finally got some time this past week to get him his own paddock with a little house. Their paddock is just across the driveway from the rest of the herd, and we plan to experiment with bringing these two out to different areas of the land using portable electric netting, if it's possible to contain them at all. We'll see. Okay, give us a tour.
All right. Start with the door. This is the door. I got a latch down low to help keep it from warping.
And then he put like a... Why don't you tell us about the hole?
So the hole is there because I locked myself in within like 5 minutes of building this and installing this latch. The wind blew it shut. And so the hole is there in case a person is in some desperate need. They can
It works.
wiggle their hands out. I'm sure a goat will find some way to stick a hoof out there at some point. Okay, so inside it's a cozy little space. We've got a water bucket and a hay feeder, bale of straw and straw on the ground. And then we just made open windows and open vents with the shed roof to try to give it as much ventilation as possible. And then there's a plastic panel roof.
Well done. Good job.
Thank you.
So the sweater that I've been working on is called Buttons by Danny Sunshine, and it looks like this. Except in my case, I've actually decided to omit buttons. Reason being, I really just liked the shape of the sweater itself, and I am a big fan of reverse stockinette, so I just wanted to try and see what it would look like if I just did the sweater itself. The yarn that I'm using is this really gorgeous blend of 50% Corriedale, 40% CVM, and 10% Angora Rabbit. This yarn inspires me to want to experiment with blending Angora fiber with other fibers, both in hand spun and if I ever do mill spun. Now it's got all the qualities that we love in wool, but it adds just a tiny halo and that extra bit of softness. And I've read that Angora fiber is like 7 times warmer than wool, so I imagine it will make a much warmer garment as well. So I just recently separated the sleeves out from the body, and I've got another several inches to go. And this will make my second sweater knit for my daughter this year. I want to say just a few words for those of you who have sent me messages asking about whether or not I'm ever going to make knitting videos again. The answer to that question is a little bit more complicated than just yes or no. For those of you who have been around for a long time, you know that my husband has always made the music for the videos. He's been making music as a hobby since before I've met him, and this was a really fun way for us to use his music. And if you have been watching our videos for the past year or so, you know that he has also started to do some of the recording, and we've just found that this has been a really fun way for us to connect, and we really like working on these projects together. It flows really well with the rhythm of our days and with the way that we structure our whole family time together. So I think that the plan for me for now is to just go ahead and include all of my crafty stuff, you know, knitting, candle making, sewing, everything into our family vlogs. It's all kind of connected anyway. It's one of the main focuses that we have in starting our farm. We have cashmere producing goats, we have Angora producing rabbits, and we may at some point get some sheep. You know, it's all kind of connected. So I feel like it flows a bit more to include it all together, if that makes any sense. That doesn't mean that I won't change my mind in the future, but for now, this is just what's working. So to answer the question, I will be talking about my knitting and my making more in these videos than I have in the past. I know that isn't probably what everybody wants to hear. I gotta do what kind of feels right for my family and me. So that's what we're, you know, the whole reason we moved out here was so that we could kind of center everything around our family. So that's what we're doing. So yeah, you'll probably see more of this type of thing in future videos.